It is now Friday and I have woke up in an amazing mood. That's the only way I can describe it. I woke up smiling and happy. I had a little dance in my bedroom this morning to whatever song was playing in my head at the time. I think I'd just briefly been on my Parrots TikTok and Abel Hart. Don't know if you've heard of Abel Hart. One of his songs came on called Magnet, and I really enjoy that song. It's just, there's something about it that's just fun and energetic. And so I was having a bit of a dance around to that song this morning, as well as a couple of BTS songs. And it was really nice to wake up and feel healthy, weirdly. That's actually a strange thing to say, but it was. I woke up feeling healthy. I felt slimmer, I felt happy, I felt healthy, I felt fit, and it was weird. I don't know what caused me to feel that way, but I did. So I decided to have a quick weigh in just out of curiosity, and I'm 107.2 this morning. I have so far lost approximately 1 kilogram, or just under 1 kilogram, since the start of the year, which doesn't sound like a lot from the start of the year. However, even though I haven't lost much weight, I've only lost 1 kilogram in that space of time, my body has been constantly changing. My stomach has been slowly going flatter. My hips have shrank slightly. My thighs have shrank slightly, only by about half an inch, but my body is physically changing. And I don't think it's helped that I've gone from the extreme running, or what I class as extreme running, where I'm doing 10 to 12 Ks on a regular basis and stressing about not being ready for the marathon and stressing about the half marathon and everything, to being a lot more calm, a lot more relaxed, a lot more de-stressed. And that's something I have really focused on these last few weeks, is since I had to come to terms with the fact that I needed to stop a few things to reduce that stress, I am in such a better headspace. I'm so peaceful right now. There is no stress. There is no stress at all. Well, there is minor stress because of the whole house scenario and the fact that we are still waiting for that damn probate. And there is still a bit of physical stress in the fact that I am still recovering from that little head cold from the other day. I still have a bit of irritation in the back of my throat and my sinuses are still a little blocked. But other than that, we're slowly coming out of it, which is brilliant. And I can only assume that the movement I did yesterday, as well as my calisthenics training, did actually help me just loosen up and feel a bit freer and less tight. I don't feel tight this morning. My hip feels a lot better this morning. It is not tight at all, so I'm assuming I had some sort of cramp in it last night that just happened to last the entire day. And something entertaining, or at least I felt it was entertaining. It was entertaining for me last night. Jason got home from work. He was on the late shift yesterday and he had a health check yesterday, which I think I mentioned earlier in the video. Like I said, it said that he had high cholesterol, and we went through his diet, and the only thing we could put it down to is the fact that he does have some pork, which apparently is quite fatty and can cause high cholesterol. He does have that 2 or 3 times a week, and that the majority of his food is stir fries that he makes himself, so it does contain quite a lot of oil. That's the only thing we could think of that caused the high cholesterol. But it wasn't that I found entertaining. What I found entertaining is that according to the BMI scale, Jason is overweight. And he said that the nurse took his height, and he's 1 centimetre taller than he believed he was. He thought he was 164 and I thought I was 165. Turns out I'm 167 and he's 166. So somehow we've grown in height. Not too sure how that's worked, but English evades me. But when he got his weight measured, I think he said he's 75 kilograms approximately, which is meant to be my goal weight. I say meant to be because obviously weight is irrelevant to me at the moment. And this is why. He got to all these 75 kilograms. According to the BMI scale, he is overweight. He is classed as obese. He is classed as being above a healthy average. Apparently the nurse or doctor or health physician, whoever it was that was actually doing the health assessment on Jason, apparently took one look at him and laughed and said, "That's not right." Because it's not. The BMI scale is absolute nonsense. Your weight has no reflection on your health. People are still struggling to understand this. It's like, yes, if you are of a larger body frame and you do have a large amount of excess body fat, then yes, maybe if you're not happy within yourself, consider trying to get fitter, get healthier, eat better, exercise more. But don't put your value and your worth on a number on the scale, because it's absolute bullshit. And apparently one of Jason's colleagues, he's a tall man. He's like 6'5", maybe 6'4". I'm not too sure. He's a tall guy, okay? And he started training in the gym, and apparently he's been bulking. And he's been bulking for about 2 to 3 years, which is way longer than you're meant to bulk. And that is if you're doing a bodybuilding competition, you're only meant to bulk for like 6 months and then cut it all down for 6 months. And that is if you're training to be a bodybuilder. And let's be honest, bodybuilding competitions are purely aesthetic, and the amount of body fat you have to get down to in order to perform in these competitions is not safe and not healthy. I genuinely applaud anyone that has the guts to do it, because it's just, I don't have that level of determination. But as I was saying, Jason's colleague has been bulking for 2 or 3 years. He's got a lot of muscle on him. A lot of muscle. He is pure muscle and barely any body fat. I think he's got a normal level of body fat. So I think his body fat percentage is like 12%, which is normal for a healthy human being. And a lot of people don't seem to realize this, but 12% body fat is completely normal and fine. Even women are meant to have a 13 to 15% level of body fat, because that is what we're designed to have to be healthy. But anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. This guy is pure muscle. He's 6'4", pure muscle, and he is obese. According to the BMI scale, this 6'4" man of pure muscle is obese, and he's heavier than me. He's like 110 kilograms. And obviously, I'm classed as obese. For God's sake. He's heavier than me. He is actually physically heavier than me. But he can do a pull-up, he can do push-ups, he could probably do a muscle-up if he really wanted to learn it. He is a beast of a human being. But according to the BMI scale, he is obese and needs to lose 20 kilograms. 20 kilograms of what? He doesn't have 20 kilograms of body fat to lose. He is pure muscle. Every health specialist and nutritionist will tell you, you need to maintain a good, safe amount of muscle mass. And that's exactly what he has. He has a natural good amount of body mass, or lean body muscle, which you need to be healthy. Which is why I do not believe in weight, and I do not believe in the BMI scale. Because if a person who is 3 or 4 kilograms heavier than me, clinically classed as obese when they are pure muscle, that tells me that weight is bullshit. At the end of the day, you do not know what that weight consists of. And this is something I've been saying a lot in my videos. You do not know what your weight consists of. Your weight consists of bone, muscle, body fat, water, as well as whatever food you've eaten, as well as whatever food you ate the day before and you've not yet passed. You cannot base your life and your self-worth on your weight, because if your weight is primarily muscle, you need that body weight, you need that muscle mass to stay healthy. And the amount of people I know that are so obsessed with the number on the scale and losing weight, and they've got down to 55, 50 kilograms, which is not healthy. Like, most teenagers aren't 50 kilograms, and we're trying to get down to that weight as fully grown adults. I don't think so. And this is why I'm not really fussed about weight. I am just intrigued as to how my weight changes based on how I train and how I exercise and how I eat. It is pure curiosity, but I am not basing my value, my self-worth, or any of my goals on that number on the scale. Because if my partner is classed as overweight when he barely has any body fat on him at all, and if his work colleague is classed as obese and is heavier than me, is getting told by a doctor that that is nonsense because he is pure muscle. If most rugby players are getting told that they are obese when they are pure muscle, that tells me that the BMI scale and the number on the scale is absolute nonsense. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Don't consider it. Think about what you are capable of doing. And it still makes me smile that no one believes me when I say my goal isn't to look aesthetically pleasing. My goal isn't to lose weight. And sometimes that thought does play on my brain, because you get so much hatred online. It's one of the reasons I got rid of TikTok, is because of the amount of people I saw on there trying to do what I'm trying to do, and were getting hate and abuse. And I was very lucky. I had a strange following on TikTok of people who were constantly asking me if I had an OnlyFans account, which I do not, although the idea has intrigued me. I personally don't want to make spicy content, and if I did make an OnlyFans account, there would not be spicy content on there, so apologies to anyone that wants that kind of content. You will not get it from me. I'm going on a tangent again, aren't I? Again, on Instagram, the amount of people I follow on Instagram that get pure hate of people because they do not look aesthetically pleasing is ridiculous. We need to stop looking at aesthetics because aesthetics are nothing more than beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And there is no point in hating on someone because that one particular person doesn't please your aesthetics. The world isn't perfect. The world isn't perfect, and that's what makes it beautiful. My goals, my dreams is to become strong, mobile and flexible so that when I get into my 70s, 80s, hopefully 90s, potentially 100s, I can still do things. I can still walk. I can still get up off the floor if I fall. I can still get in and out of the shower myself. I want to still be able to walk out and enjoy nature. And this is my goal. My goal is to be able to enjoy life while I'm in my 60s, 70s and 80s. That is my goal. That is my one and only goal, is to still be able to be fit and healthy in my 60s, 70s and 80s. I was on Instagram this morning and I saw a reel. I nearly called it an Instagram story. It wasn't, it was a reel of a woman who was celebrating her 102nd birthday in a few days' time. And she was tap dancing on a stage. And I was so happy. And it brought me so much joy to see that video this morning, because that's what I want. I want to still be in my 60s, 70s, 80s and show people that you don't need to stop. You can still be fit. You can still be healthy. I want to be that person that shows that number is but an age. Your weight is but a number. But how you view life and how you change that narrative in your head to tell you and believe that you can do things, that's the goal that I want to achieve. Anyway, I've rambled. Sorry for the ramble. I felt like I needed it and I don't know why, but I will leave you guys with that ramble, and this ramble might even be its own video, who knows? I am going to leave that there. I am going to go out. I've got a really quiet day at work today, which I can't wait for. I am going to get home and the weather's beautiful today. So depending on, there's not a single cloud in the sky at the moment. Depending on what the weather's like when I get home, I may try and do some outdoors exercises or go for a walk in nature. I don't know yet. We'll see when I get back.
Good morning everyone, it is a very barky Saturday morning. We are out at Park Run. We've got Nicola with us and we're both just walking Park Run again today. It's actually Nicola's 100th Park Run. Amazing! She's beaten me, I'm only in my 70s.
You think I'd be better at it after 100 of them?
No, because at the end of the day you've had what I've had. You've had a setback over December, haven't you?
I have.
So
back out though.
We're back at it, that's what's important. Nicola's been having the same problem as me, of in that mental block of not knowing when to restart, having a bit of doubt and stuff that I had a few years back. And sometimes it is just worthwhile getting out and doing it with a friend.
Yeah.
Because having that dedication and that promise to someone that you are going to get out is sometimes all you need just to get your bum off the floor. Thank you very much, Marshall.
Thank you, darling.
And Nicola, believe it or not, is one of our biggest, what shall we call her? I want to say power lifters, because when people run past her, everyone wants to give Nicola a high five. Absolutely everyone. And it really helps motivate people. It really helps them finish their run. They really enjoy seeing her. And
they get me through. You never underestimate the power of a little well done.
You really can't underestimate the power of a little well done. A little high five or a bit of support. It really does help push you through. But we're nearly at the 3k mark now, and our only goal is to finish the 5k. Even if we walk the entire thing, it does not matter so long as we finish the distance.
Exactly.